Greetings. Are you an individual who is surviving on a sole source of income? And is this source of income sustainable for you? Because every day we wake up to rising cost of goods and services because of inflation in the country. If you are this individual, then this video is for you. Hello, my name is Salim Yasarawaza, your trusted financial advisor, and today we are going to be talking about the avenues of making passive income. Well, first on the list, we have none other than the money market fund. The money market fund has seen a significant growth in the industry. It has been gaining popularity every single day. People talking about it on radios. If you open your TV, the morning shows, people are just talking about money market fund. I'm assuming by now that you know what money market fund is and how they operate. If at all you have no idea how it works, please do not fret. I have a video out talking about money market fund. Feel free to watch. If you have any questions, you can always reach out. But briefly and in summary, money market fund is a form of savings where instead of keeping your money lying somewhere in a bank account, the money could be getting interest for you. It could be getting interest for you. And it has some benefits like compound interest. Compound interest means there are two types of interest. There is the simple interest and the compound interest. Now, with the compound interest, the money at the end of the year, the money that you get at the end of the year compared to the simple interest, the money is usually higher. This is because the daily interest which you get from the money market, whenever it reaches 1 month and you are added to the next month, it is being carried and added. The total interest you earn for the month is added to the initial principal which you had started with, and that is used as the new principal. The other thing is that there is the element of liquidity. When you want access to your money, you can access it at any time. The only catch here is it usually takes you between 2 or 3 days for you to get your money, which is good because again, the money market fund is an emergency fund, and sometimes also it encourages and inculcates the spirit of saving. There are some other benefits of money market fund. The interest rate that they offer, the interest rate that the fund managers offer, they are usually very high. Some of the stable companies are offering interest of up to 15%. I saw some 17%, 16%, whichever. This is very good interest as compared to keeping your money just lying somewhere in a bank account, which is always subject to very, very little interest compared to money market fund. I find it very suitable as a form of savings and also as a short-term form of investing. With money market fund, you can benefit hugely by earning passive income. I see some people, what they do, they invest particular amount of money, then they put a standing order that the interest which they've gained during that period to be withdrawn and sent to their bank account. And this money, they use it to pay for their monthly bills. That is one way of your money working for you. And so I think in the list that I have, money market fund is the best form of earning passive income. And also the fact that you can get access to your money anytime that you need it. The other thing is the Treasury bills and bonds. Number two is the Treasury bills and bonds. The Treasury bills and bonds basically is a form of loan where you, as the investor, you loan the government some money, and the government in return gives you interest from the money which you invested. I'm going to explain briefly about the Treasury bills and also about the Treasury bonds. So the Treasury bills, they're mostly short-term, meaning you put your money, then you get the returns within a period of, say, 91 days, There is the 182 days and the 364 days. That is 1 year. So treasury bills is applicable for a period of up to 1 year, meaning you can give the government some loan, then within a span of maybe 90 days, the 181 or the 64 days, you get your money back. So the way treasury bills work is they discount. They use the discounting technique, meaning if, say, the government floated a treasury bill, a 91-day treasury bill for, say, 100,000 Kenyan shilling, and the interest rate they're giving at 16%, meaning you'll take 16% of that 100,000, that is 16,000. So you pay 16,000 shilling less. You pay 16,000 shilling less the 100,000. So that means you give the government 84,000 shillings, and upon maturity, the government is going to give you the full 100,000 Kenyan shillings. That is for the treasury bills. And you see here, it's also a good form of investment, because this 16,000 shilling, it's money that you've gotten within a very short period of time, of say 3 months, 6 months, or even the 1 year. This is very good money. You can use it to do other things, and this is money that you earn passively. You've not actively worked for this amount. For the bonds, the way they work, the government has what you call the coupons, meaning you give the government some amount, say 1 million or whichever amount. Then in return, the government gives you those semi-annual interest, or what they usually call the coupon. So the government pays you coupon, the interest, every semi-annually. Every 6 months, there's an amount that is sent to your account, which you can withdraw. Then upon maturity or end of the term of the bond, the government gives you the principal amount which you initially invested. So bonds are usually long term. Sometimes there is 5 years, there is 10 years, there is 20 years, depending on the duration of the bond which has been issued by the government. So the infrastructure bond, the interest there is usually the returns which you get from those the bond is usually tax free. You don't get tax from those kind of infrastructure bond. And also this bond, the government uses it to raise money for development projects within the country. For the FXD kind of bond, it's more fixed, meaning you get equal premiums, you get equal interest payments for that duration as per the agreement which was floated. That is for the treasury bills and bonds, because also here it's good because the money here, you get them passively. You don't actively work for this money. This is money that you just put, you give the government, and then in returns, it's just more or less like a loan. Loan, I give you some amount. After some few days, few years, few months, you return for me the amount which I gave to you plus interest. And this is good. You see, the more amount you invest, the more interest you get. The other on the list is SACCOs. SACCOs are also a good form of earning passive income, especially when they give the dividends towards the end of the year, when they have disclosed their profits and the dividend which they are paying out. You see, the money you receive there, you're just going to get a dividend or interest on the amount which you have saved with them. The other good thing with SACCOs also is you get access to loans. You get access to loans. Most SACCOs, they give you loan sometimes up to say 3 or 4 times the amount which you've saved with them. So it's just a good form of investing, especially if you are doing a business or you are salaried. You can always be taking some money to the SACCO monthly. Towards the end, they're going to give you dividends from this amount which you've invested, plus also the benefits like the loans and other welfare benefits for depending on the industry or the SACCO that you are using. The other key aspect is also what we call the REITs. REITs are real estate investment trust. These are basically investments, especially to investment targeted towards real estate. They build houses, they invest in real estate and houses. They invest solely on property, meaning they pull funds from different investors, purchase land, then put homes there. They build big buildings, then they sell, and in return, they give uh, returns to people who invested with them. So, real estate investment trust is also a good form of earning passive income, especially, and also a good way of diversifying your funds. If you don't need your funds in the near future, maybe 10 years, you can always invest them in real estate firms, and you'll be getting interest from the amount which you have invested. And the returns from real estate are usually very high, very, very high, and one of the best forms of investing currently in the country and anywhere for that matter. Because here they solely invest in property, and you get interest from the amount which you've invested. The other key form of earning passive income is buying stocks or shares. Now, shares is a unit of ownership in a company, and they are mostly usually traded in the primary or the secondary market, meaning you can purchase a share right now and own a unit or part of a company. And whenever that company makes profit towards the end of the financial year, you get a share of the profit depending on the amount of money which you invested. And you see, there's just little knowledge on how to invest in shares, but the information is out there. You can Google, you can always look at the Nairobi Security Exchange website. You get information there about buying shares. And shares, they're very, 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 very cheap. There are some shares which go as low as 10 shillings, some even as low as 15 shillings. And so this is a good form of investment, and anybody can afford this kind of investment. It's only that the usual are capped. Some say you cannot buy any less than 1,000. You cannot own less than 1,000. So, for example, if the shares it goes for 15 and you cannot own less than 1,000, meaning the minimum you can spend is 15 times 1,000 is 15,000 Kenyan shillings, which is fairly affordable amount of money which one can use to invest and get dividends at the end of the year from this amount of money invested. Other forms of making passive income or earning money passively is, for example, if you own a property, you can rent it out. A property can be in form of a car, it can be a house. If you have a car, for instance, you can start hiring services for some small fee. Say, I see most of them, they usually go for like 4,000 Kenyan shillings a day, which is good. Yeah, you can start renting out your car for some additional money, because instead of your car just seated somewhere, you can use it to generate some additional income by renting it out. I see most of them, they rent it out from as low as 4,000 Kenyan shillings per day, and that is good money. Or if you have a house, for instance, you can always maybe list it on Airbnb or other forms of hospitality, where when a visitor comes in the locality where you're based, they can rent your house for the night or for the week or for the month for some small fee. And this is a good form of investment, because this is money that you are just earning passively. The other way you can earn passive income is to start a business. Maybe you are working, maybe you are salaried, you are on a payroll, and you are working 8 to 5. When you are from work, you are so tired, you cannot afford to do anything else. You can start a business, and you can employ someone, or you can use family labor, which is usually the best. You can put your siblings there, especially the ones who still have not gotten a place or are waiting to join maybe campus. You can employ them for a short time. Though one tricky thing about businesses is that you should not take out a loan to invest in a business. Just use your capital and put someone there if you're not able to do it yourself. Though it's advisable for you to be there, especially during the onset or the starting phase of the business. But if you cannot manage to be there because maybe you're working 8 to 5, please put measures in place where you can actively and monitor whatever is going on at the workplace, because businesses are really challenging and they're really tough, especially when you are in the starting phase. But it's also a good way of earning passive income, because you can getting some small money from this at the same time you're working wherever you're working, and this is good. I find this is good. It's a good form of investment. So if you have some extra amount of cash lying somewhere, take them. You can invest in some small shop. Maybe you can start a cyber shop there, printing business, and you'll be getting some few cash from that. So you can do retail or wholesale form of business, where retail where you sell directly to the consumers, and wholesale where you sell to people who are going to resell whatever you are selling. And I find wholesale is much better because the outflow is quite high in terms of the turnover. The turnover is quite high. The other form of business you can invest in is the Shylock kind of business, which is, it has its own challenges. That is lending money to your peers or your friends and relatives. So the way it works is you are basically giving out loans to people, but please, because you're not regulated and also because you are just starting, you need to start with your circle, the people who know you and the people who you know. You give out loans and you get interest in return. So you can give out, say, like 15,000, 20,000, 50,000 Kenyan shillings to an individual. Then you be collecting the amount in bits. And you find that this is also a good way of making passive income, because the interest which you get, it's money that you've not actively worked for. There are other soft skills also, like editing, video editing, photo editing, maybe making posters and flyers, uh, design. Those are also other mediums you can use to make your passive income even while working 8 to 5. Those are jobs that you can do within 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending. Or you can squeeze in time. Sometimes while working, you can squeeze in 1 hour and do some gig, which gives you like 1,000 shillings per day. It's also possible, and this is a nice way of making passive income. And one thing for sure is that right now, if you are surviving on a loan or sole source of income, if you are surviving on one source of income, then you are on the downward trajectory. You need to change. You need to have at least 3 sources of income, which you can manage well, because with the rising inflation and cost of living, it is you are supposed to have at least 3 sources of income for you to live a comfortable life and keep up with the rising cost of living. So with all those, please, thank you for watching this video. Kindly leave a like, comment. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section. You can also write to me or call me. My number is also in the description. And most importantly, please do not forget to subscribe so that you get future notifications in case I upload a video. Thank you so much.